Hello.
It's me and Macky again, and we're doing another movie review, and this time we're going to be talking about A Monster Calls by Patrick Ness. Slight backstory, I got to go to a very early screening of A Monster Calls, and I actually got to see Monica from She Might Be Monica there, and then Macky got to see it recently. He went to the New York premiere, and that was amazing.
Super cool, because Liam Neeson and Sigourney Weaver and the lead who plays Connor O'Malley, I forgot his name as well.
So we thought we would share our thoughts on the film and break it down for you a little bit.
The book, in a nutshell, is just a story about a young boy who's dealing with a very difficult situation with his family, specifically his mother. We won't want to spoil anything else besides that. Absolutely. So let's start with, I guess, the tone of the film, right? Because, and I'll quote Patrick Ness because I was able to interview him.
Which you guys can look out for too.
And I quote him, "It's a tricky story. It's a tough story to write." And so the movie, being immensely different from the book in that it's a different genre, has to have a specific tone to it.
It was very smart because it was both like a play on storytelling and a play on self-analysis, I guess.
There
I
you
think
go.
that's what I was like going for. And it's done in a way that is easy for people to relate to and digest, which I think is always important when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, I think the tone is very accessible. The tone is also very clever.
To find this story to unfold and sort of see the tropes, but then see how masterfully the tone just, like I said, it plays on, it's a story, but it's a fascinating tale, but at the same time it's so real that anybody who goes through something like that will immediately go, my goodness, those are the beats, those are the important things. And it's not even and it's not even an infomercial on how to deal with difficult things.
Yeah.
But the journey, my God, it's so specific to the character, but everyone can relate who's ever gone through a difficult time. So I think that's an amazing thing to pull off.
It's like one of those rare movies that will appeal to both, I think, younger people, maybe not kids, but like
definitely.
I think more like teens, maybe even.
Definitely
like,
teens.
Like it appeals to both teens, but it can also appeal to older people because a lot of people by those certain ages have experienced enough things to understand the emotional beats a little better.
And I may not necessarily be for like little kids,
No.
but for the bigger kids and for even adults, it's actually a better fit. And it harkens to a part of childhood that we don't always see on screen or even in books, but is so necessary and in fact intrinsic and shapes us as we move forward. And that's why it's so brilliant, and that's why it won its awards.
It's hard to seg this without talking about the translation from book to movie, because a lot of like what is reflected in the movie is exactly almost as if it was done in the, like the way it was done in the book.
Absolutely. And whatever differences there were, were only there, or only exist because film is a different medium. And if you want to tell a story about a young boy who is emotionally more and more unsafe, emotionally more and more isolated and alone and with increasing difficulty, then you're gonna want to direct the film in that direction. And so the way they did that is exactly that. That was pretty much the uphill climb of he's emotionally safe, and then it becomes unsafe, and he sort of finds some safety, and then it just keeps escalating until the crisis point, which is
so in terms of exposition, it mirrors almost exactly what the book is like, because there are two different parallel lines sort of running through this. There's the actual story that Connor is experiencing with his family and his mother, and then there's the other part of Connor's story, which is the more fictionalized part, which a lot of people already know. The basic premise is a monster comes to visit him.
Yeah.
So that's the other through line. And the movie seamlessly integrates both things, which is something the book also does very well. And I think like going into it, I knew what was gonna happen because I had read the book, but like it was still so well done because you just, it all logically plays into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, and it escalates, like Macky was saying, from like where he was at the start. It escalates all the way to like the big climax. And I think, again, the only thing I can really say is like it's well done to this entire, like everyone involved in this production, because it was so well done.
Stellar cast. Stellar cast.
They picked very good people.
Yeah, and people who could really knock out the beats. The chief, of course, of them is the boy who plays Connor.
I don't even know his name, but yeah, he is like the most well cast individual, I think.
Yeah, Connor was real. And I think that was the best part. Liam Neeson is the monster.
Amazing, by the way, amazing.
Motion capture was great. Felicity Jones plays
the mother. And then you have his grandmother,
who is played by
Sigourney Weaver, who is, oh my goodness, such a good performance.
That Ellen Ripley has made it to my TV screen, movie screen once again is just...
It was amazing.
Amazing. And to be able to knock out the beats, the magnificent way that this book and this movie ends. There are so few movies that are so well done where the writers, and thank goodness that the writer of the book is also the writer of the screenplay, that they're able to deliver us to the last shot, with the end of the story basically, with such finesse and such, it just lands so well. And there's such great closure, but at the same time it's not boring at all, this ending. It takes nothing away from the book, and the book takes nothing away from the movie, and in fact, put together, it enhances the experience.
It is one of those movies where it was such a well-done production.
So well done.
Great cast, great writing, great cinematography, great effects. It just all came together really beautifully, and we love that a lot.
The way we were able to get like how tight the shots were, the way the music cuts out just at the right moments to leave the actors as vulnerable as possible. And then the way frames are captured and things move from one thing to another, it's masterful.
It's great.
And I quote...
it's really a masterpiece, actually. The fact that it could translate such an internal character story so well onto a screen in a visual medium, it's phenomenal. Like, it's phenomenal quality work.
At the premiere, the director was there and he was able to address the audience and say that this was their love letter to fantasy. And
I love that so much. That's such a
and when I was there, I thought, oh boy, we're going to see some stuff tonight, and boy did we. It felt like a love letter. It did. The amount of care and personal touches that everyone put in, actors, directors, writers, I would personally recommend anyone to watch.
Yep.
Just this movie.
If you can catch it, you should. It's well worth paying whatever you're going to pay for your movie ticket, because it is so good. Whether you've read the book or not, it is still going to hold up.
Also get the book anyway, because
it's
next to 300, and that's a graphic novel, I have yet to, and I'm open to suggestions, but I have yet to find any book to movie translation that is this faithful. Both from an emotional through line perspective and from an execution perspective of where you are in the journey. It's just insane. If anything, it just heightens the experience of the story told in different media. So please watch the movie, please get the book.
A+. Okay, I think we've said all we need to say about A Monster Calls. Go and see it if you can. And don't worry, Macky and I will be back for more videos. We have another universe hopping coming up next month, which you should be excited about. And obviously you will see my face in a couple more videos before the year ends. Okay, check out all our social media links, well, my social media links down below. And I will see you guys with another video soon. Bye!